Okay, so what they tell us here is quadrilaterals ABCD and EFGH are shown in the coordinate plane. And then they say quadrilateral EFGH is the image of ABCD after the transformation or sequence of transformations, which could be the transformation or which could be the transformation or sequence of transformation. Select all, okay, all that apply. So we're looking for multiple answers here. So again, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to run through each of the different scenarios, all right? So let's look at the first one. We've got a translation of 3 units to the right, followed by a reflection across the x-axis. So if we translate this first point, I want to see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Let me see. Let's put this over here, and let's pull this over. And I want to erase that and these. Okay. So our first option right here, a translation of 3 units to the right. So let's just use point C as our base point. Point C is 6 or 1 comma 6. So that is 1 comma 6. All right, that's point C. So if we're doing a translation of 3 units to the right, okay, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. All right. And now we've got 4 comma 6 for that. All right. So we went 3 to the right. Our new point is 4 comma 6. And then they say a reflection across the x-axis. So we are 6 above the x-axis, and we need to go 6 below the x-axis. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It does not fall, okay? It does not fall on the image, all right? So that one is going to be out, all right? That one does not work, so we can eliminate that one. Now, could we rotate this 180 degrees? So one of the important things that we've got to do is we need to do a conversion. They tell us that quadrilateral ABCD and EFGH, okay? The way those letters are oriented, okay, is the way that they're going to translate. So A, B, C, D is our first, okay? A, B, C, D. And our second one is E, F, G, H. So A becomes E, B becomes F, C becomes G, and H or D becomes H, all right? So now they say a rotation of 180 degrees. So if I'm just working with point C, again, I'm just working with point C, all right? I can erase this stuff. If I'm just thinking about point C, what I'm going to do is I'm talking about a rotation of 180 degrees. So if I've got point C, all right, I'm going to draw my triangle. Oops, I didn't want to do it that way. Let's draw the triangle so it is along the y-axis. So this is essentially my x and y coordinates. All right, I'm going over 1, and that should be a cleaner triangle, but you guys get the point. Now, if we're rotating 180 degrees, if the y-axis is 90 and this is 180 and this is 270, right? This needs to come through two different quadrants. So what happens here is this is to the left, all right, and that is at 0.6. So, and we are 1 over. So here, we go down 6 and we go over 1, all right, and that looks pretty good. C maps to G right there. So I will draw that line. I'll draw this line. That looks pretty good, all right? So that's a possibility. Now, I'll just do point D also, all right? So point D, we'll do this in a different color. Point D is -2, 2, all right? So I go left -2 and up 2. And that's my next triangle. And I'm going to rotate this -2, 2. So that's my next point. And we know that we are working off a point D, and D maps to H, and that matches. So now I know that this one right here, this is definitely one of my answers. Okay, so that is definitely one of my answers. So it's right here. All right. So that is one of the answers that I'm going to get. Now, let's clean that up. So I was able to rotate that 180 degrees, and my points mapped as I expected them to map. Now they say a translation of 12 units downward. So let's take a look at point A, which is -4. So A is -4, 4. And I need to translate this 12 units down. So if I'm at 4, I'm going to go down 4, and now I've got 8 more to go. So I go down to -8. All right. And right there. So that is going to be my A prime. And then they say, followed by a reflection across the y-axis. So now I just take this across, okay, and I stay on the same parallel. So that's -8, all right. But F looks as if it's on -7. Well, that doesn't match, all right. And O, guess what? Because we're left -4, we got to be to the right -4. That would be A double prime, okay? Or point E, that does not match. So this one is out, okay? We take that one out. So the answer is so far B, that's what I have, all right? And A and C do not work. So let me erase some of this stuff. And all right, the next one is a reflection across the y-axis followed by a reflection across the x-axis. So if I'm reflecting across the x-axis, reflection across the y-axis, all right, so if I'm just using point B, all right, and I'm reflecting across the y-axis, that is 3 to the left of the y-axis. So I'd go to 3 to the right of the y-axis. So I go straight across my 7, and I go 1, 2, 3, and then they say followed by a reflection across the x-axis. So if I'm 7 up there, and then I'd have to go -7 down there. Oh, that may work. Look at that. So B reflects to point F, and we know that B and F are associated with each other. Okay, that could be let's just test one more point. So we'll do C, and C is 1, 6. So now we're gonna go straight across. We're gonna reflect this point. We're gonna go -1, 6. All right, and then we're gonna reflect across the x-axis. So now we're gonna go down, and we go to -6, -1, and C becomes G, and we know that C associates with G. So I'm going to tell you that one also counts. So the answers here are B and D. And then if we said a reflection across the equation y equals x, again, that right there is going to be if y equals x, all we would be doing is we'd have this diagonal that we're reflecting across, and C would end up here, and C corresponds to G. So there had to be a rotation there. That can't be it. So that is out too. All right. So the answers there would be B and D. Any questions on that one? Michael, you getting this stuff? You following the logic?
Kind of. I'm just trying to take pictures.
Okay, yeah, take pictures, and I'm going to post the videos. All right. So I just went through. Let's see. I did 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. So I'm going to stop the recording here, and